Hey everybody, this is Hunter Fox of Sly Fox Games and the lead designer behind Past Personas and Prophecies, an upcoming role-playing game bound to hit Kickstarter April 1st, 2014. The Kickstarter is just around the corner. This developer segment is dedicated to giving you guys a sneak peek at the character creation process. In order to do this, I'm going to go through the character creation process as I make my own character for an upcoming game session. What's on the screen right now is what is called the story box in P3, and this can be found in every player's character sheet. This area details a character's past and their persona, who they once were and who they are now. The details listed in the story box guarantee better roleplay, but they also translate to numbers on different areas in the character sheet, and they additionally provide cool story material for game masters to use in their adventures. Starting off, I must select my character's race. I can do this by choosing one of three player races statted out within the core rulebook of P3. These three player races include humans, dwarves, and elves. Players are not limited to these races though, because there are rules in the back of the book detailing how game masters can quickly create player races to best match their own personal game setting. Because my game master is placing his adventure within ancient Europe, I'm limited to the player races I can choose from. For this reason, my character will obviously be a human. And with this decided, I will record my choice into the story box in the relative area, just like all my other decisions during the character creation process. After that, I must decide where my character comes from. In a nutshell, because the place someone calls home helps shape their identity and influence the core of their person, a character's homeland modifies their skills and attributes. Within the core rulebook, there is a short list of generic homelands for players to choose from, which can be renamed to best match the locations for the game setting. If this list is not adequate though, rules in the back of the book allow game masters to tailor homelands within seconds, specifically for their games. Moving on with my character, I'm going to select that my character comes from Carthage, the city by the sea in North Africa. Having decided my character's homeland, next on the list I need to decide my character's past social status within Carthage. Choices for social statuses include but are not limited to once being a criminal, a scholar, a soldier, or even a noble. Being from Carthage though, I'm going to list my character as having once been a slave, adding some past conflict in his life. Lastly, when designing a character past, we simply choose the pursuit of the character. A pursuit can represent a character's past hobby, a trained craft, or something they are specialized in. In simple terms, a character's pursuit upgrades one of their skills. As for my character being from the maritime country of Carthage, I'm going to decide to list his pursuit as piloting, so he will be skilled at sailing ships and the like. With my character's past now determined, I next need to design my character's persona. The first step in this process is choosing a character's mentality. A mentality in P3 is one of 12 choices that influence various numbers on a player's character sheet, but which also reveal a character's overall personality and their outlook on life. Since so far my character is a dedicated man of the sea, I'm going to diversify him just a bit more and make him a little bit more unique, giving him the preacher of the people mentality, indicating him as a leader of men and a person who looks out for others. Next, I simply choose my character's greatest love and his greatest hate. These two choices can be represented as a person, a place, a thing, or even an ideology my character follows. Now, when characters are placed in encounters related to their love or hate, the player receives bonuses to their dice rolls, giving incentives for game masters to create stories that are meaningful to the characters themselves. With my character being a Carthaginian, I'm going to say that my character's greatest love is doing battle against his rivals, the Romans, and because he was once a slave, I will list his greatest hate as being slavery itself. Moving on, I will next decide my character's greatest desire or aspiration. This detail distinguishes a character's greatest hope or their greatest dream, or maybe even the reason for adventuring in the first place. Altogether, a character's greatest desire helps guide a player better roleplay their character through a campaign. Because this character choice relates to the prophecy mechanic unique to P3 though, this subject will be touched upon at a later date. The final step in the character creation process is determining a character's flaw. From a roleplay perspective, a flaw creates greater character depth, but from a mechanics viewpoint, using a character flaw gives a player extremely powerful benefits on a short-term basis. aiding the players out of sticky situations, but hindering their character's advancement in the long run. With that said, I'm going to lastly decide that my character has a struggle with gambling. And as a side note, his problems with gambling might have been the original reason why he was placed into Carthage as a slave. As for the final touch to my character, I will provide him with an exotic sounding Carthaginian name to match his homeland. Something along the lines of Hanno. With everything done and complete though, the story box acts as a great read aloud text to introduce a character to a group. To display this, I'll read the story box I just created as an example. My name is Hanno, a human of Carthage. I was once a slave, skilled in piloting ships, but now I am a preacher of the people. I love doing battle with Roman scum, just as I hate slavers. I desire to one day discover Atlantis, but I hope that problems with my gambling do not interfere with this dream. And bam! There you go, my character is complete and I'm ready to play the next time my gaming group meets up to play a session. If you like the character creation in P3, make sure to keep tuned on our website to see additional developer segments come out in the future. Also, make sure to follow us at Sly Fox Games via Twitter and get ready for our Kickstarter launch on April 1st, 2014, because without you guys, P3 won't be out there for anybody to play. So keep visiting slyfoxgames.com for more information, and I hope to see you guys next time.